Hello, and welcome to Mean Street News. Mean Street News is here to provide accurate news to help citizens affect change in their local government and beyond. Being nice is overrated. It is time to be real. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. The time to step up and step in is now. So please come join me, Katie, over on Mean Street News to discuss Ohio politics and beyond. I hope to see you there. Hello.
Based on a true story. The movie was based on the real-life story of Alfred Cleveland and John Shakim Edwards. The role Nas played was not based on a real character, and it was ever made. Not many people know that it was based on a true story. The movie was based on the real-life story of Alfred Cleveland and John Shakim Edwards. The role Nas played was not based on a real character, and it was written into the movie. DMX's character was based on Alfred Cleveland. The character known as Knowledge, played by Oliver Grant, was based on John Shakim Edwards.
Yo, what's up? What's the deal, baby? It's Knowledge right here.
We will now take a look into the true story behind the 1998 movie Belly. The movie Belly was based on Alfred Cleveland and John Shakim Edwards. The locations in the movie were changed. In the film, they used Omaha, Nebraska, when in reality, this was Lorain, Ohio. In the real story, drugs were being trafficked from New York to Lorain, Ohio. John Shakim Edwards claimed he, quote, had Lorain on smash from 1988 to 1991. He claimed the character who was really based on him was, quote, Knowledge, who really put buns onto Nebraska. So in the true story, he is saying that himself, John Shakim Edwards, put Alfred Cleveland onto the drug scene in Ohio. Screenwriter of the film, Anthony Romeo Budden, grew up with John Edwards and Alfred Cleveland in Queens, New York. This led to him basing the movie off them. Except for heroin like in the movie, the drug of choice in the real story was crack cocaine. During the late 80s and early 90s, there was a large influx of cocaine into New York City. Some tie this into the Iran-Contra affair, which took place from 1985 to 1987. The Iran-Contra affair ties into allegations of US intelligence turning a blind eye to Nicaraguan Contra drug traffickers who supplied the United States with large quantities of cocaine from the Colombian drug cartels. The cocaine coming from Colombian drug cartels and Nicaraguan Contra drug traffickers made its way to certain US states such as Florida, Los Angeles, New York, Detroit, and many other places. Once reaching the kingpins in New York, it would then make its way to traffickers such as John Shakim Edwards. John Shakim Edwards and Alfred Cleveland allegedly either had this cocaine cooked into crack while in New York, then trafficked it to Lorain, Ohio, or the raw cocaine was trafficked to Lorain, Ohio, then cooked there. Once it reached Lorain, Ohio, John Edwards and Alfred Cleveland allegedly began supplying the local population with crack cocaine. John Shakim Edwards claimed he himself was one of the very first dealers from New York City to break into the drug market in Ohio. John Edwards and Alfred Cleveland's alleged Lorain, Ohio drug operation took place from 1988 to 1991. Eventually, the pair were caught, but not for the drug trafficking. They were picked up for several murders believed to be related to drug debts. However, they may have been set up. On August 8, 1991, the body of a prostitute, Marsha Blakely, was found in an alley behind the Westgate Plaza in Lorain, Ohio. Her injuries revealed that she had been lacerated and her throat had been slashed and she had been run over by a car. Eventually, Blakely's friend Floyd Epps had also been found dead. His body was found 400 yards, less than a quarter mile away from Blakely's. A crack addict in Lorain, Ohio by the name of William Avery came forward to claim that John Edwards and Alfred Cleveland were allegedly involved in the murders. On September the 11th, 1991, William Avery went to the Lorain police and told the officers that he owed $3,000 racked up in drug debts to a New York drug trafficker he knew as Al Monday. William Avery told the police he was unable to pay the debt, so Al Monday proposed to clear it. Avery would have to assault someone that owed him money. Avery claimed Al Monday then took him to the apartment of Floyd Epps on August 7th, 1991. Avery claimed the second car with 3 males associated with New York drug traffickers then arrived. He identified these men as John Edwards, Lenworth Edwards, and Ian Davis. Avery told the police that himself, Al Monday, and the 3 men then went into Floyd Epps' apartment where they found Marsha Blakely and another New York drug trafficker. Avery claimed that Alfred Al Monday Cleveland told him to assault Marsha Blakely to get information about missing drugs and money. Avery refused, so Avery claimed Alfred Cleveland then directed the other men to assault her, which they did. Avery told detectives that Blakely was rendered unconscious during the attack, at which time Ian Davis allegedly dragged her out of the apartment and placed her in the backseat of the second car which they arrived in. Avery claimed he then got back in the car with Alfred Cleveland and was taken back home. William Avery was subjected to a polygraph lie detector test on September 20th, 1991. The exam revealed that Avery was holding back on additional information which he knew about the murder. On September 26th, 1991, a prosecutor deposed William Avery with defendant Lenworth Edwards, and his defense counsel was present. At that time, Edwards had been charged and arrested for the assault and murder of Blakely. Following Avery's deposition testimony, the Lorain County Prosecutor's Office provided him with $1,000 for relocation expenses and $2,000 in reward money. Following this, as the trial continued, Avery refused to testify against the accused. Avery continued to refuse to testify unless he was paid $10,000 in additional money. The judge then jailed Avery for contempt of court. Avery was placed in Lorain County Jail for contempt of court. This was the same place the suspects were being held. Avery was threatened in jail by the suspects. Avery returned to the trial court and recanted. He testified that he had previously lied to the police. He claimed he had lied about the part where Alfred Al Monday Cleveland had taken him home following the assault on Blakely. He now went on to claim that he was not taken home by Cleveland after Blakely was dragged from the apartment, and instead, they all drove directly to the Westgate Plaza where Blakely's body was later on discovered. Upon arriving, Avery told police that he and Alfred Cleveland drove behind the plaza where the still unconscious Blakely was taken out of the second car and placed on the ground. Avery now claimed that a male he refused to identify was waiting in another vehicle. This alleged unidentified person supposedly walked over to Blakely's body and began making downward thrusting motions at her body with a shiny object that Avery couldn't identify. Avery stated at this point he got scared and ran home and spent the remainder of the night with his girlfriend. Avery admitted that he had lied when he had previously testified because he did not want to place himself at the scene of the murder. Following this, all of the suspects, including Alfred Al Monday Cleveland and John Shakim Edwards, were given life sentences in a state prison in Ohio. Years later, in February of 2004, Avery went to the FBI and told them that he had lied when he testified that he had witnessed Blakely's murder. This time, he had recanted his testimony and claimed his father committed the murder and pressured him to come forward so he could collect the reward money and hide his own guilt. Avery said he testified because he had feared that Alfred Al Monday Cleveland would try to kill him over a $5,000 drug debt he owed him. Avery met with FBI agent William Beecham, who went on to interview Avery's father, who offered to take a polygraph test. No polygraph test was taken. In 2006, Avery stated, quote, "I never witnessed the murder of Marsha Blakely, was not with her or Al Cleveland the night she was murdered. This was a story my father told me to tell." End quote. Avery claimed his father told him to make up the story, fearing that Avery would be murdered for his drug debts owed to the New York traffickers. Avery's father was the person who set up the police interview. Avery claimed that he admitted to prosecutor Jonathan Rosenbaum that he did not witness Blakely's murder, but Rosenbaum pressured him to provide false testimony. Avery said, quote, "At some point, I was put in jail for protective custody. I then testified at the first trial of Lenny Edwards. My father wanted the reward money. He wanted me to ask for $10,000. I told prosecutor Rosenbaum that I was lying for the money. We were alone in a room at the courthouse. He got very upset at me and scared me. He told me if these dudes don't go down for this, that I would. When I then asked him for the $10,000, he got more upset." End quote. Due to all of this information, there have been many appeals by the convicts, but all of them have been rejected.
Witness Avery came to court, got on the stand and said that he lied throughout everything. It actually was an investigation that turned out that he was lying about that whole situation.
In this video, we took a look into the true story behind the 1998 movie Belly. Screenwriter Anthony Romero Bodden based the film loosely off of John Edwards and Alfred Cleveland, who he grew up with in Queens, New York. John
Hello, everyone. This is Katie, and I am here with Shakim, John Edwards of the Ohio Four. John Edwards is currently incarcerated and was convicted of the murder of Marsha Blakely, we believe wrongfully. And today, I'm very excited to have you all listen to Shakim's reaction to the tapes, that the first interviews of Willie Mincy and Gwen Mincy. Now, Shakim, you've never heard these recordings before, correct?
No, I haven't heard no recordings from the Mincys at all.
Okay, and I just want to let you know that this is the day that Marsha was found. They went to Willie Mincy because Mary Jane Gonzalez, Stop and Go, she worked at the Stop and Go, had contacted Captain Sal Rivera and told him that, she saw Marsha at 12:30 that night. She described the car that she saw Marsha get into after she left her house. Said she wasn't in a good way. She was really concerned about her life, and then said at the end of the conversation, "You need to go talk to her boyfriend, Willie Mincy." Which then they showed up at Willie Mincy's home. When they did show up there, it was a chaotic scene, they said, and you'll hear that today. And Willie Mincy fled. They later arrested him, and at 2:30 the afternoon of August 8th of 1991, they interview Willie Mincy. And I'm gonna just start that recording. We're not gonna play the whole thing, just because that would take up too much time. But I have clips for you for four interviews that I want you to hear. The first one's 8/8. Second one is the next day, 8/9, and then at 8:15. Before anything was brought up about anybody else, the Mincys were questioned, and I really think you need to hear it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And if you have trouble hearing, just let me know, okay?
All right, okay.
But I have to revise your constitutional rights just because I'm talking to you, okay? Marcy, you have to understand what I'm saying. Can you hear me? I want you are not a suspect, but I'm going to advise you of your rights just so that I can say that I did it, all right? Fair enough? Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights without answering any questions or making any statements until then. Do you understand your rights? Do you want to talk to me? Marsha, what's wrong, Marsha? Okay, do you want to talk to me, Willie? What's wrong with Marsha? Marsha's dead. Marsha. What's wrong with Marsha? She's dead. Yes, I'm sorry, but she is dead. This is Just have a seat. We'll talk about it. Or you can stand. It's up to you. Marsha ain't dead. Did you see her last night, Willie? She come by my mother's house. Your mother's house on 23rd Street? About what time? No, I think it was more like 2. When, in the afternoon or in the morning? In the morning. This morning at 2 o'clock? Who was she with? She was by herself. She walking or driving? She was walking. What did she say? She said she just come by as soon as I am at home. Uh-huh. And were you home? Yeah. So did you talk to her? Yeah. Or about what? We were just talking. She was mad. She was mad at me. Why? For a couple days, she was just mad at me. Okay. Did she say anything about being in an argument with somebody that night? That's the first time I seen her. That's the first time I seen Marsha. So I mean that day, or just before, sometime the day, just hours before you talked to her. Did she say anything about getting in a fight with somebody? Or being assaulted by anybody? Did you notice anything about her? It was unusual. She said she was going home. She said she was going home and lay down. And I took her purse. I come outside barefooted. I took her purse and I took it from her and I went in the house and I got my shoes on. Uh-huh. I think I got my hat on. And as I was going out the door, my boyfriend said, "Well, go ahead and take your bike. and you're gonna get down there faster. But I kept having trouble.
So I'm going to stop there for the first thing, and I just want to kind of
Okay.
get what do you think about that before I give you my opinion?
Yeah, I don't know Willie Missy, right? But he said that they got into an argument, but he didn't really get into the depths of why they got into an argument. And when she was leaving, he took her purse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now, what
yeah,
I want to, since I have a little more insight and I've heard other interviews, William Mincy later will say that he was with Herbert Wallace. Now, Herbert Wallace, when he was questioned, said that at 11:30 in the morning, the morning that they found Marsha, Willie Mincy came down to his house and told him that Marsha was dead. Now, you heard the beginning of this interview, right? He said,
yeah. So he didn't know. So he's in this interview, Taliano is telling him, because he's asking what's wrong with Marsha, and Taliano is informing him that Marsha is dead, and he's like acting like it can't be that she can't be dead.
and what's the crazy part in is, like, you might have missed it, but within 6 seconds of the tape playing, Willie Mincy states, and this is from the transcript that I did, Marsha is dead, though. I loved Marsha. So before
Yeah,
Taliano even says,
said he's yeah.
she's dead, and then he keeps asking what's wrong with her in the, not the next clip, but the following one that you'll hear, he'll ask that same question again. And my
Yeah.
thinking is, why? You know what I mean? And we'll get to that when we hear the next clip, but I'm gonna play the next clip
Okay.
for you. This is I'm skipping a little bit just because I don't
Okay.
want to disturb my investigation right now with bringing something else into this. So we're gonna go to the
Yeah.
8:32 mark. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I just want to get your reaction here, just natural, so people can, you know, feel it. All right.
So this is something that you're playing for me.
Excuse me.
You still playing Willie Benson to me? That's what you're playing.
Yeah, this is the first person they interviewed after Mary Jane Gonzalez about what's
Okay.
going on. It's from 2:30 in the afternoon on 8/8, the day they found Marsha at 9:30. He saw Herbert Wallace at 11:30, said Marsha was dead. Now it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're questioning him.
I'll see you tomorrow. I said, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Don't come down. Don't come down. She want the money. She just said, I just come to see what you're at home. She said, I just come to see what you're at home. And I'll see you tomorrow. I said, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Don't come down. Don't come down to Floyd's. She said, don't come down to Floyd's. I'll see you tomorrow. And I care about this girl so much. I just followed her down the street without my barefooted. So I grabbed her purse. Well, how did you get her purse? I don't understand it. We planned. I just grabbed it from her. Was she still at your mom's house when this happened, or was she down the street? Down the street. So how far down the street had she gotten before you took her purse? Right there by Charleston, that sign. So I ran back to the house. And I put my shoes on and put my hat on and then my father, my stepfather, he said, why'd you ready to take the bike? So I said, well, yeah, okay. And then the bike just kept fucking up on me down. The chain, you said? The chain kept fucking up on me right there by Charleston. I didn't catch her in time. I think she was...
So, did you catch that?
No,
He said, bye. See, she said to Willie Mincy, 2 a.m. Bye. See you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't come
Yeah.
down to Floyd's on that shit.
Yeah. I seen that. I heard.
But he still followed her. Now, her time of death is sometime after 3 a.m. This is hell happening between 2 and 2:30 a.m. You know what I mean? The last person with her had her purse. And then this is where it even gets better. So we're going to skip. I'm going to go to the 9:40 mark. Just because I just stop it in certain places. Like I said, I don't want to interrupt other shit we get going. I don't want to put, other shit out yet. Yeah, next time we talk, I will, though.
You're walking down the street.
I'm seeing the time.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. What were you saying?
I said I see the timeline.
You're
like,
seeing
they
it,
said
right?
they found her body. Like, Yeah, they found her body 3 a.m. But he was with her at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Had her purse. What? No offense. What crackhead do you know that doesn't want her cigarettes? Doesn't, and what woman do you know that would allow a man to take her purse and not get it? I'm like, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. You know what I mean? So, and you'll see it during our conversation a little bit. You'll see it. It's just gonna open up for you. I just love. You know what I mean? It's kind of great. It's fucking insane. It's insane.
Okay.
She was just walking. What side of the street? What's the last thing you saw her doing? Was she walking down the street? Was she running down the street? What was she doing? She was just walking. What side of the street? On the side of the school side? On the side of the school side. Wait, can I ask you something? You can ask anything you want. Where did they find Marsha? She was found behind Charlie's Bar in the alley. You know, the roadway in back, you know. What's wrong with her? We don't know yet. That's why the coroner's taking a look at her now. I don't know if she was hit by a car. I don't know what happened yet. We have to find out. What about Floyd? He's dead. He wasn't at the house all night. Then when's the last time you saw Floyd? The other day. The other day. You didn't see him last night at all? No. That's what this guy come by after I went home with my sister. Mm-hmm.
So
he questions. So what made him ask about Floyd?
no one's ever mentioned Floyd to him. As far as we all know, he didn't say in the beginning. Taliano never told him that Marsha and Floyd are dead. He just said Marsha was dead. So Willie Mincy's the first person to ask about Floyd.
Yeah, dead already. So he's dead.
And to give you a little more context, Willie Mincy admits to Taliano in the parts that we skipped that he was at Marsha's house all night after he went and got his bike and his bike chain, whatever fell, whatever. He ended up at Marsha's. Marsha wasn't there, and he comes up with a whole nother scenario that the audience knows, you don't know yet, but it comes with a whole nother scenario that we end up proving is not true, just by his own admission. And he said he was there at Floyd Epps' house the entire night until 7 to 8 in the morning. Now, what's interesting is during Leonard testimony, he said Floyd Epps didn't like Willie Mincy. So why was Willie Mincy and would never let Willie Mincy hang out at his house? So he was there all night.
You know what's so funny? In my trial, William Avery testified that we, the so-called, came to Floyd Epps' apartment. We posted assaulted in this. How can we allegedly assault her in an apartment and it was there until 8 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly. And well, how'd you assault her at 11 o'clock?
1 minute remaining.
Real quick, how'd you assault her at 11 o'clock at night before? All right. Like, you guys supposedly assaulted, it occurred at 11 o'clock, but Willie Mincy was with her at 2 a.m.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
All right. Call me back and we'll continue.
I'm going to call right
back. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to call right back.
I'm skipping ahead about 8 minutes. During this 8 minutes, he's questioning him about being at Floyd Epps' house. You know, the contact he had that you and I have discussed before about Mary Jane Gonzalez's account of what she saw. You know what I mean? The fact that she said, you know, we had talked to him. And throughout this whole thing, Detective Taliano was very aggressive, right? And I just have to say this before I go to the 18-minute mark. At 15:20, they're talking about Mary Jane's account, right? And Detective Taliano asks, when she said she was going home, going to sleep, what did she mean? At Willie's house? And I mean, he's saying this sarcastically, right? And Willie states, no, at Floyd's house. And Detective Taliano continues, goes, yeah, at Floyd's house because he's not really cooperating with the story that Detective Taliano is trying to kind of, what I'm inferring, like, go after, right? But that's going to be important at this minute mark that you're going to listen to. It's going to be about 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Because it's critical that I know everything. No matter how insignificant or how personal you might think it is, I gotta know it. Because I need to find the people who did this to her and Floyd.
Let me tell you something. Last time I got, first time before I got out of jail, she was telling me that the people at this, she got hit out after or something. Mm-hmm. But people in the other projects, he owing somebody else some money and stuff. But I never thought nothing about it, because,
Did you ever see who these people were?
What is that person name? Glenn something. And she said he was evicted, so she moved by him. She said what about him? She said he got evicted, but she said she wasn't worried about him because he wasn't over there no more. So, she was going over there and back and forth over.
You say over there, you mean over where? Reeves?
Any other projects.
Yeah.
She was going back and forth over their projects. She kept going to stores and stealing and stuff. And she doing that stuff.
So now we got two cars I'm thinking about. This white station wagon you saw pull out. And then this dark brown I'm telling you about.
Okay, let me tell you something else too. She was telling me that the people next door telling me that they were selling. She was telling me they were selling big bags of cocaine back in New York and stuff. And she said she overheard this guy next door talking about what was the guy talking about? They was gonna have to be careful about the people he supplies, man, have to be careful about coming over to where he at now because Floyd and Floyd and Marsha, they was having people running off in their house smoking and stuff.
When you say next door to who?
Next door to Floyd.
Next door to Floyd?
There's Puerto Ricans that lived next door.
Uh-huh.
There was a Puerto Rican guy. She was telling me this Puerto Rican guy was I guess she said he was coming from New York. I don't know if she knew what she talked about. She said he was coming from New York and he was supplying
the people next door.
No,
or that was you keeping it, or
no? He was supplying he was supplying people from Lorraine.
Yeah. But he was staying next door to Floyd.
I don't think he was staying next door.
So what do people next door have to do with it then?
I guess they're his relatives or something. And she was telling me about this, but oh man, I can't believe this.
Did any of them have a white station wagon or a dark? Well, let's get back to white station wagon. Ever see a white station wagon parked over there by those people?
Okay, so before you comment, I have to tell you this part because this is really important. And you're not going to hear it on this recording because he says it quick, but I enhanced the audio, turned it up, and you can hear clear as day that way. So, and I have the clip of it too. So he's talking about the Puerto Ricans guy, okay? At the 2024 mark, Mincy goes next door to Floyd, right? You hear this writing, and it sounds like a pencil on a notepad, right? Well, you hear very quietly 10 seconds later when he goes, you hear Willie like going, the Puerto Ricans, and it's like he's like pausing, right? Well, Detective Taliano whispers to Mincy, sorry. And Mincy goes, huh? Acknowledging the apology, and then starts talking about this New York guy from the Puerto Ricans from Glenn that was evicted that owed her money. I mean, so my question is he writing something down for Willie Mincy to say? And now Willie Mincy's like, why would he say sorry to Willie Mincy? Because he tripped him up while he was speaking. It doesn't make any sense. But what was your thoughts on that clip?
Well, to this day, when they tell me, I still don't know, I know the projects, but I don't know what Floyd Epps ever lived at. I still to this day don't know where Sunset. I
That
don't know
makes
where that's
sense.
at.
That you know why that makes sense is because Sunset is literally like 5 houses. Like so, on West 23rd and there's West 24th, that little curve. It like curves around. Like you go down West 23rd down to 58, and there's like the projects where you go on that little curve. Sunset is only like 5 houses on that little strip before it turns into 24th.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody will have to show me where that's at. So when they talk about Epps, I never
You don't even know
knew
where
where
he
he
lives.
lived on Floyd Epps.
Yeah.
I just know he be in front of Dell Farms all the time. Like Farms, you call it Shop and Go. I think the name of it is Dell Farms. When he's always in front of the store asking for change. That's what I know. I don't know where he lives at.
That makes
I never
complete
knew he had an
sense.
apartment.
Yeah. It
You
makes
know what I'm saying?
complete sense. Yeah. Like there's no
Yeah.
reason you would be hanging out with him. He wasn't or even be dealing with him because he was just from what I understand from talking to people is he was just a friendly town alcoholic. Like he was just a severe
Drunk.
alcoholic, but he was a good guy and he
He's
helped
always,
people.
he's always. So when you come out, he be like, "Yo, got some change. You got some." So it's like walk by him, give him some change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know where he lives at. I don't know Marsha. I never dealt with Marsha Blakely.
No, that
I
makes
didn't
sense
have no
too.
reason to have any dealings with supplying the middle, like the mid-level drug dealers.
Well, the good
They
thing
sell.
about this conversation we're having now is in a couple minutes, I'm going to give you the reason why they chose you guys. You know what I mean? Why they had an issue
Okay.
with you. Okay. We had about 4 more minute, like 1 minute long recordings, and then you're going to hear Detective Taliano's issue. Okay. This one we're going to start at so I did the 20. Sorry, I just lost my place real quick. I also think I have something else. Oh, there we go. 21. We're going to do 21 minutes. Here we go. I'm just going to continue to play. Yeah, so don't skip it.
I never paid no attention. I just wrote down one. Anything else you can think of? So that was something I can follow up on. What else?
The New York boys is something he can follow up on.
Okay.
I should have called her. I should have called him. I should have left that bike in the house, and I should have just ran and called. You can't do that to yourself. I should have ran and called it. What about those pills we had?
All right, so you hear what he just said there? He said, I'm gonna just state it for you because it was really quiet. He said, I should have said anything else you can add up because there's something I could follow up on talking about you guys, right? And I should have. Well, I don't even know what he's talking about because he first mentioned Glenn, then he mentioned the Puerto Ricans next door, then he mentioned New York boys. Okay, very weird. Then he says, I should have called her. I should have called her. I should have just left that bike at the house, and I should have just ran, and I should have just called her. Well, what do you mean? My thing here is when I heard that, I was like, what do you mean you should just call her? Like, oh, you shouldn't have chased her down? You shouldn't have fought with her? You shouldn't have what? Ended up like what? Like, why should have you just called her? If you didn't see her after you got the bike and went down to the house, she wasn't there, then why should have you just called her and stayed in the house? That doesn't make any sense. That's like guilty conscience, right? That's the first thing I thought. Like, why would you just call her? Like, why would you care about it? If you why did you need to stay in the house? Then why are you saying that you should have just stayed at the house? You didn't see her. You said after that, but apparently he did because he said he should have just called her. Should have stayed in the house that night. Very weird. Very weird.
There's a lot of holes in the story.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna fill them because it just it gets even crazier from here. All right, so this is the next clip. This is the last clip from this interview that I'm gonna play for you. It's the 22 minute mark. We're skipping ahead about. I just want to let you know we're skipping some parts. We're skipping ahead about 4 minutes, just because it's about his made up story, and I don't want to confuse people right now.
Do you know what kind of pills those are? I didn't look at them. They just told me to throw them away. I just put them in my back pocket. and forgot about him when I came to the house when I came back upstairs to see him.
All right, listen.
When I came up to your house today, your mother's house, right? Mm-hmm. What was going on? Everyone tried to walk in the door, everybody screaming and yelling. And...
I could feel something. I could feel something wrong. I could feel something wrong.
Uh-huh.
I could feel it. Something was wrong.
I mean, you know I was there to bother you, to hurt you. I was there just to talk to you. That's all.
And then I believe that he turned off the tape there because the background noise of that when he's crying changes, and it pauses there for like 35 seconds, and then all of a sudden he's recomposed from that being that you don't just, that's not normal. You know what I mean? I believe he cut the tape there. Hold on, you're cutting out on me.
Yes, here.
All right, so what do you think about that clip?
Don't sound right. Benson, saying truthful in his story.
None of it.
Like,
none of it.
He knew something. You said that he knew Marsha was dead in the morning, but when Taliano was questioning him, he's asking what's wrong with him. And all of a sudden he asked about Floyd. Like he already knew.
Yeah.
So
the sheer fact he even asked about Floyd. So the next day, apparently, Willie contacted Taliano and said, we need to meet up with you. And this interview, I'm only going to play you 2 clips because the first interview that I got from this one, they cut it off, which I know why now, but because I listened to the end of it yesterday. But they cut it off halfway through for me, and I had to get LPD, which they were very helpful to give me the other half of that recording. So I only have 2 clips for you here. It's going to be about 4 minutes total, and then the following clip after that is where all this is going to wrap up for you and on why you were the target. And specifically, I do want to say this: it wasn't Al Monday. Taliano was specifically after you, and I find that really interesting. And that's the theme here is. Your name gets brought up. Nobody else's, not Al's. Not Al's is brought up by other people. Your name, Taliano, is after specifically you, which I find
you have 1 minute remaining.
Very, very weird. Do you want to just give me a call back and we'll play the next 2 clips?
Yeah, I'll call you right back.
All right, bye. Okay, so I'm skipping ahead about 8-second interview. This is from August 9th, 1991. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. They got Willie Mincy had contacted them supposedly. I'm going to say that supposedly contacted them and said that they had more information. He had more information for them for some reason. Now, the first 3 minutes of this interview, it's just Detective Taliano summarizing to Willie Mincy his story from the day before. Okay, which I find very weird that he did that in general. Cops usually don't do that during interrogations. So I'm gonna play. We start at the 3 minute mark. It's gonna be about 2 minutes. I'm gonna play for you.
Wagon from the curb on what would be the south side, and then going east and then south on Marsha. You thought that Martha was in the car, and that there were 2 other occupants in the car. I'd say that what I'm having a real problem with is everybody that I've talked to says that nobody knew it better than you. I mean, you were probably the person closest to her. I am the person closest to her in the morning. Right. Okay. So, what I have a problem understanding is why you're not able to give me more information about what she was up to and who she was up to. Because unless we have that kind of information, we're spinning our wheels. The guy who killed her, Floyd, gonna walk. She kept telling me about it. And like I was telling you yesterday, she kept telling me about it. After her, when they killed her and shit. But I never did nothing. I mean,
maybe it'll hurt it, but not like it is in this paper right here. Mm-hmm. Well, who was she dealing with? Projects. That guy named Glenn, I seen the only thing she told me, she told me she asked from Detroit too. What about the guy in Detroit? What she told me? Well, they smoked. Smoke was kept up and they was looking for her or something. They run. She used to talk. I used to try to talk to her about that kind of stuff.
No, right here is where you gotta pay attention.
Run up on me. She used to carry a little knife too. And she was there. Then that's like this. First, it was in the first. This purse right here? No, not that. She had 200 purses. But, she ever carried a knife in her pocket? That's fine. Not that, no. I only seen her with a knife. Let me ask you a question. Did she wear underwear?
So I want to repeat that because it's low. I had to enhance this audio because the one they gave me, I could barely hear it. So he says, I always want to make sure you heard what he said. So Willie Mincy says she used to carry a little knife too. When she did her dirt? Detective Taliano follows up asking what kind of knife. Willie Mincy states a little knife like this. So apparently he showed him a knife. And at 4:49 minutes, Detective Taliano says, where does she keep the knife? And Mincy responds, it was in her purse. It was in her purse. Taliano says, this purse right here? And Mincy says, nah, not that purse. She doesn't have 200 purses. So the crackhead has 200 purses. And Taliano follows up, did she ever keep the knife in her pocket, pants pocket? Mincy, not that I know of. I've only seen her knife. And then Taliano cuts them off. So what are your thoughts there?
Would you think that we connect? I don't know.
Right? But, crazy, right? And he said it. He didn't say, hey, she kept a knife in her purse. He says it was in her purse.
Yeah, but this the purse that he ends up taking from her.
Yeah, and the one that went up missing at your trial.
Yeah.
That was never fingerprinted. Never anything. It was taken into evidence, and then Taliano says at your trial, oh, well, maybe we gave it back to the family or we lost it. What? You never fingerprinted, never blood tested it? How about the knife thing? How about Willie Mincy shows him a knife, and he doesn't take the knife from Willie Mincy?
Willie Mincy said he took the purse from Marsha.
Yep.
He said he took it from her.
That's why and he says he left it in her apartment as well.
Mincy had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't have an apartment. She lived with
Floyd,
and this is a person that he wasn't allowed to go over to the apartment.
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be there, but he went there that night and left her purse there for her, apparently, and then partied all night there.
And he was there all night.
Yeah.
He said he was there all night to 8 o'clock.
All night.
So I don't understand.
It doesn't, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, my lawyers never knew nothing about this because I never knew nothing about this.
It gets worse. It doesn't get better. It gets worse. So the next, I gotta play the rest of it. It's just another 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go to the second clip, and then we're gonna go to his sister Gwen. Okay? It gets worse. It gets worse before it gets better.
Not to know. No. I don't think she was into it. I mean, the way somebody run her over with a car. I mean, I don't think that don't make no sense. I don't understand. I'm even a little bit scared, because I was riding up on this car. You know what I'm saying? I rode up on this car. They probably.
So he's saying in the beginning, before he said roll up on his car, he's saying it doesn't make sense that she would be killed over a drug debt, especially the way she was killed. So he's telling Taliano his theory is not making sense. Which, why? That's weird. You know what I mean? Fucking weird, right? So then this whole car that Willie Mincy keeps bringing up, this whole car, not the brown one that the other witnesses saw. I'm talking about this white one that Willie brings up that I didn't want to bring up previously. I just have to play this part, and it's the last part we're going to play of this interview because he admits it was all a lie. the white station wagon thing he brought up. Now, the brown car is absolutely real because other witnesses have brought it up.
So he admits that white car is alive.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to hear it right here. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
Trying to catch up with her, and once you saw his car pull up, you never actually saw. You don't know that she was in that car. You never actually saw her after she walked away from the house, the mother's house, right? Okay, so let's get back to the point. Point is, who would want to kill her? I don't even. Well, see, that's the part we have trouble believing. I mean, nobody knew her better than you. If she's your girlfriend and nobody knew her better than you, then who else would she tell, or you would be the person she'd want to tell if she was having a problem at some point? Marsha would tell me a lot of things. She would tell me.
So he said the white car didn't exist, and then he said, Taliano saying, you know, the closest person she is to you. This isn't. The last person she was with was him.
Was him. Yeah, that's the last person she was with. And this wasn't ever brought up in my trial.
That's what drives me crazy. That's what drives me crazy because, honestly, Shakim, if this was played at your trial, do you think you would have been convicted?
No.
I mean, was it even in your discovery is the question, too.
Even why they ain't bring this up, because this would have put holes in William Avery's story. You know, William Avery had an incredible story that he would later recant it and said he was lying.
Mm-hmm.
But if this story would have came, William Avery's story wouldn't have held no weight.
Which is why I'm doing this the way that I'm doing it. Is our audience doesn't know yet too much about William Avery, except if they Google your name, because I didn't want to taint yet the original story. We went back to the beginning. We went back to the literally like a timeline. I did a timeline too. You know, we're doing this from the beginning because I think they had their murderers in the first 24 hours of her being murdered, of her and Floyd being murdered. And I think, and you're going to hear right here, because we're going to go to the next interview, which was a week later on August 15th with Willie Mincy's sister, Gwen Mincy. And at the end of this interview is Willie Mincy. And I just have a few clips. I think 4 clips for you here. No, 5. That's it. Not that long. Okay. And I'm going to start it, and where are we going to start it? What did I write down? All right, so you're going to listen to 3 minutes at first. It's a really, it's number 2, the number 2 most important thing in all of the interviews I've listened to so far. Okay, and I think you're going to be gobsmacked, to be honest with you. So let me get to that one. I just got to pull it up on my screen real quick. I get it loaded. First interviews.
Orange Police Department, and you are Gwen Mincy, is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Gwen, I asked you to come down this morning to talk to you about the murders of Floyd Epps and Marsha Blakely. I don't know how well you knew Floyd.
No, long time.
Right. But I know that you were pretty close with Marsha. And after talking to some people, I have reason to believe that you might at least have some information that could be of some use to us. I don't know what that information is.
Yeah.
And I won't know until I talk to you.
Mm.
Okay? But I do appreciate you coming down. And, see, today's date is August 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And the time is 1000 hours. Okay? Why don't you first tell me, how did you come to know Marsha?
We grew up together out there in the projects.
Okay.
I've been knowing her since she was a baby.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
31.
Oh, she was about 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So you're a little bit older. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I had to look again. I mean, since she was a baby, you're old yourself. We know that Marsha had a drug problem. She was out there smoking pipe, and we know that she was dealing for some people. Dealing essentially running.
Yeah.
Running money, running some
stores.
But also she was boosting, things like that.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Right. And I'm not here to, the lady's dead.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
And I'm not here to put her down, but we need to fill in some blanks.
Yeah.
Who she was dealing with, what she was doing, and who she was doing it with. And that may really help us. I'll let you start.
Well, Marsha dealt with a lot of people.
Well, who was she dealing with specifically?
What do you mean as far as what?
Drugs.
Anybody that's sober.
Okay, well, we need to find out who everybody and anybody is.
I don't know, all I know is that, from when she was smoking, but I never was with her when she, bought any or anything like that.
But people talk. You talked to her, you were close to her, I'm sure she told you.
Yes, she. I don't know.
Who she owed money to? Where?
Well, the only one I know she owed money to this one girl. She had told me that Marsha took $20 from her, but she said that, but nothing,
No.
See, but,
I'm talking like
also heard. Right. All I know is.
All right, that was the tape cutting out. I just want to make it clear to you, make clear to the audience, as the tape cutting out. Click, click, you hear it, right? Now I'm going to continue playing.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on. This
I
is
heard
the important part.
This one girl came to me and she told me that Marsha had an argument with Shakim.
John Edwards. Shakim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said they had a real bad argument. It was about some dope drugs,
Mm-hmm.
And she said that, and that she felt that her and this other girl were talking, and they felt that they had something to do with it. Him and his friends.
Who were his friends?
Oh, some guys from New York.
Mm-hmm.
So, because she gave me some of their names, but the only one I could remember was one.
Who's that?
His nickname was Al.
Uh-huh.
You call him Al Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one that she gave me. But she gave me some more, but I can't remember. And I talked to Steve because I've been asking too,
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to this one guy the other night, and I was telling him about what had happened. That the girl was close to me. He told me that same night that he saw my brother and her talking. Because he lives across the street from us. See,
who lives across the street?
This white guy.
From your mother's house on 23rd?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he said that he saw my brother and her talking on
You
the corner.
have 1 minute
And he saw
remaining.
You said what time that was?
No, he did. I asked him. He said he couldn't quite remember.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and he said he saw when she was out there. When he said he saw her leave, and that he saw a dark color car light pull up, and one guy got out. He said, and the one guy was walking real fast. We be drinking beer and stuff together. So he said the guy was walking fast, and he said it was weird because the car went around and went back up this way, the way that the guy walked. But this was supposed to be supposedly. Yeah, this was supposedly had been after Marsha had left from it.
You want to call me back?
Yeah, I'm gonna call right back.
All right.
I'm gonna call right back.
Shakim.
Yeah, but this my thing, right? At that time in 1991, I was selling double ups, and I was selling double ups to the middle level drug dealers. So what I mean by double ups is like what I sell to you. Let's say you was a mid-level drug dealer.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you were dealing weight. You weren't dealing to $5. And I've explained to our audience as well that you were not dealing with the crackheads. That's not a thing.
Yeah. So it's like like a crackhead, like the crackhead. When I wouldn't deal with them, it's like it was a distance between me. Like I seen crackheads every day when I was out there.
Oh yeah, but you weren't dealing with them. You were dealing with their dealers. Yeah.
It's like basically. So it's like even with Al was fronting people, like he was fronting the middle
But
level
middlemen.
drug dealers.
Yeah, getting people out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
drugs. Yeah,
they're mules. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it wasn't like when they saying Marsha was owing me money. I never did anything with Marsha. It's no way in the world that she could owe me money because we wouldn't have no reason to even deal with her. It's like, for what? It's like,
Well,
I
don't you
wasn't
think it's
like,
funny too that she goes on? Gwen, this is the beginning of her interview, and she goes on to say she owed this one girl $20. Taliana goes
yeah,
$20. I'm not talking about thousands, and then the tape cuts off.
yeah,
And then when she comes back
yeah,
in, she asks, "What were those New York guys' names? What were?"
yeah.
And then all of a
So,
sudden knows your name
yeah, yeah, because I'm saying Taliana was feeding her with information.
for
That's,
you. His target
it's,
was you,
yeah,
bud. Like it was you. It wasn't even Al Cleveland
but
at that time.
my thing is, I don't know what the big thing was about Taliana, why he was targeting her.
Well, this
I
is
don't
where
know
I'm going
why
to
he was
skip
targeting
ahead.
her.
We're going to skip ahead, and then we're going to go back just because I need to skip ahead because I want to finally kind of reveal why Taliano chose you. For one, you were out there the longest at that time. I know Al Cleveland was out there before
Yeah.
you, a couple years before you, but then he
No,
left,
he
and then
wasn't.
he
Nah,
wasn't.
nah.
That was a rumor
Al
then.
wasn't even
Okay.
in Ohio 90 days.
Okay,
Yeah, he
I haven't
wasn't in
asked
Ohio
Al that
90
yet,
days.
so that's just what I heard. They said like
Yeah.
he was there like way previous, and then left for years, and then came
No, that's
like.
not true.
Okay, that's not true. Okay,
No, that's a
awesome.
lie.
I'm gonna ask Al too. So we're gonna skip ahead. Okay, this is about. Let's see, how long is that part of the interview? This is about 30 minutes into the interview, right? She's already said your name once. Okay.
Okay.
She'll say it a couple other times about that first interview, but I want to finally kind of show you why Taliano picked you, and he says it right here.
Okay.
Give me 5 seconds. I gotta go forward.
They say that, well, he heard it from somebody else, but until we
All right.
Going through all those people.
how are we supposed to know who knows what's important? Might be very important. He may say that, well, he heard it from somebody else, but until we start running this
Going
stuff
through all
down,
those people.
how are we supposed to know who knows what's important? But we're gonna be putting a $2,000 reward on for the arrest and indictment of these people, and so we're hoping, I'm not saying it's just because of the money, but obviously money doesn't hurt either. And we do want these people hurt bad. Like I said, I don't care where these people came from, Floyd and Marsha, but they have a right to live. Anyway, they chose to live.
Anybody did.
And you don't do things like that to people. And the thing is scary. See, people out there have to, a lot of people, one guy told me, this is the 90s, you don't talk. I said, well, the thing is, they're not going to stop at just one person. Because these people have this master plan in their mind, what they want to do down there, about controlling it with drugs and guns and taking over.
They get rid of the locals.
Right. So the thing is, a few years ago, the boys from Detroit tried that. We got rid of them. Right? Now the guys from New York, Queens move in. Now we just got to get rid of them. Every time somebody local.
Do you have those guys?
Cut out the tape, and then the tape comes back in because it cuts out when he's saying locals, right? And then cuts back in to where I'm going to play for you later. But what did Taliano just say? You guys had a master plan.
You had to get rid of the Detroit dudes, and now you got to get rid of the New York dudes.
Have you ever heard that before?
Nah, because I don't have no dealings with Taliano. I don't even. I know the police is trying to bust me. It's like a cat and mouse game. I'm a drug dealer to the police, so it's like one time I got arrested for a complicity of financial assault, and I got arrested with a Detroit dude, right? And Taliano arrested me because what happened was my car got caught up in there. Like then, Patricia Brown was driving the car, so I came down there to get the keys to the car, and Taliano was like, he wanted me to sign a piece of paper for the release of the car. When I went back there, he read me my rights and arrested me. I ended up getting out on bond. He gave me a complicity of for notice assault. And I think Jack Bradley was my lawyer back then.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
like, yeah, Jack Bradley was my lawyer on my first case in Ohio.
Oh,
I
we
had an
got to talk
aggravated
about that
trafficking
later. We'll bring that up later. Yeah, that's really interesting.
back in 1989, I had an aggravated trafficking. But it's like the first time I got arrested, the police was real excited because I came to Ohio. I was 18 years old, and I was getting a lot of money, and I looked like a little kid because I was 18. I come from a fast city. All the girls was chasing me, and I was everywhere in the rain. So I understand that the police was on. They was trying to find out who the New York guys was, because I came down there like I explained to you. With me and B.I., I came a little bit before B.I., and the group that brought me to Ohio, they ended up going to jail. So that left me down there. So it was like I'm in a situation where I see there's a lot of money to be made. So that's when I brought Al and them down there. So I was already established in Ohio for 3 years before Al even came down there. So Al wasn't even down there for 90 days. So when you ask me about Supreme and Justice, like these dudes that just came, it's like I told you, we use womanizers. It's like, when you get money, all the women come. So, all the women come around and we messing with, I ended up having a relationship with Patricia Brown, but I had, other homeboys down there that was messing with girls, and they was in and out. But it wasn't no situation where, like, they was, like, Ohio was, it was a lot of money down there, but it wasn't that serious where somebody's going to kill somebody over a couple $1,000s.
No, doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It was, listen, the situation was so bad down there, it wasn't even, you don't even need a gun down there. So even with the situation when B.I. got shot, by another New York dude, that just paved the way where I didn't have no problems in the rain. Because once they seen that B.I. got shot by another one of my friends, it's like I never had no problems.
Yeah, people were
like
scared. People were scared because they weren't used to that back then. It wasn't like it is now. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Yeah, no,
it was.
That wasn't a thing.
It was it was so loving in the rain. It was so loving in the rain. Like back then, I could go to anybody's house and get something to eat.
Oh yeah, those were the glory days. Yeah, those were the glory days, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I could go I could like come out here. People ask me for money. I go to the bar, buy everybody something to drink. I don't want nothing back. I give people money. I'll donate money to the church. Because it was a lot of money out there. So it wasn't that serious that with over a couple $1,000 that you wouldn't even beat nobody up down there.
It just wasn't. You weren't even dealing with people like her. Yeah, that's not a thing.
Yeah. So.
And no offense to Marsha was going through trauma. Her dad had died 2 years previous, and her mom died a year previous that. Like she was just a drug addict. You know what I mean? But she wasn't the worst of all. Where she just was boosting and prostituting, and that's pretty much it. But she didn't have some like crazy outstanding drug habit, and she was dealing with an abusive baby dad as well, Willie Mincy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she was dealing with a lot. And
I don't even remember Willie Mincy. I don't remember him. I gotta see.
He was
his
a
face.
crackhead. He probably wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you gotta understand. At this period of time, I was living in the projects. At this time, I was living on Reeves Avenue.
Yeah, but he was on the outskirts. He was on the outskirts of 23rd. Like, you know where that Charleston school used to be? Like, would be like you would like go past Reeves, you go to bound out past Marshall, then you make like a left, and then like it'd be like that little neighborhood right there where it's not really it's not the projects. He didn't really live. He lived in a duplex on 20. It wasn't.
Yeah, but I knew everybody in the projects, and I ain't had no problems with nobody. I ain't had no problems with the local drug dealers.
Well, even Delphina Hughes' interview, she said you guys weren't like that. Like that wasn't your reputation. You know what I mean? Like
I'm saying we was getting so much money that if you wanted to make money, you wanted to get with us.
Yeah.
Anybody that wanted to make money, they knew I was the person to see back then. So
But that's why you became the target. But my question is, and I think like what I think the audience question should be, is why is a detective talking about running out Detroit. He wasn't saying like running out like I'm protecting the streets. He's talking about you came in stepping on locals' toes. Why do the police care about that? Why do they have to run
I
the
don't know.
Detroit and New York boys out? And then later they're saying that you two have some gang fucking war in the newspaper. Sorry, my language makes me mad. You guys have some gang war, but he had just said on the tape they ran out the Detroit boys. Now they gotta run out you.
Yeah.
But why do the police
I
care
don't.
about that? Why are the police working? It sounds like the police are working
They
on
probably.
behalf of other people, doesn't it?
Yeah, they probably was eating. That's why they was probably eating off of what was going on, and we probably got in their way. I probably was stopping their money. I don't know.
Which is
They
why
probably
they
was
then would
part of what was
pin a
going on.
murder on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they clearly don't
Get me
care
out the
about
way.
Floyd Epps being dead, and those were they were connected. They were very much connected. And then the amount
Yeah,
of
definitely.
rage you have to cut somebody's throat, run them over with a car. The amount of personal passion, that is not a drug debt. That's not a thing. That's not a thing now.
But you know what was my argument? Because I ended up going to the feds. I had another charge. I got convicted on another charge,
Mm-hmm.
and it was dealing with a whole lot of drugs, and Lorraine, Ohio was part of it. I'm saying, it was a lot of violence in my case, and everybody was shot. So my thing is, why would you put me on a level? Because the DEA agent came and testified in the Lorraine case, and they testified about my role in the conspiracy. So I'm in the top 5? So I got 46 co-defendants on one indictment. It was 21 of us, and I'm in the top 5. So why would we use guns? When I come to Lorraine, Ohio, you got me on some Boy Scout. I'm not understanding that. It's like
I'm not either.
You understand what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like saying if I'm so much of this kingpin that you paint me out to be, right? And they got all this proof with all these firearms, everybody getting shot, killed, whatever. But in Lorraine, Ohio, you got me using the knife. That don't even add up. And then these people they throat was slit, and then they was ran over by cars. That's like, what message is you sending if you trying to make money? That's not sending.
You have 1 minute remaining.
It's no possible way you can make money in that town by doing something like that.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah.
So
because
I
people
never
be
understood
scared.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood that. So
It's crazy. Call me back and we're gonna listen to one more, and then we're gonna just tie this up for people. But I just really wanted to hear you. But give me a call back in a minute, okay?
I'm gonna call right back.
The audience has heard all of these interviews. You are hearing bits and pieces just because of we can't sit and, you know what I mean, do that in where you're at. And they've heard all of these. They've heard they have heard every, the ones that are following us have heard every interview from the beginning to the end. We are on the second part of 8:15, and I want to skip forward. I want to skip past Gwen. We've heard what Gwen had to say so far. We already know this and that. We're going to Willie Mincy now. Is the last time that he's questioned, and it's the first time that he mentions your name. And I really wanted you to hear this part because it's the first time he says your name ever in regards to this investigation. Okay.
Monday night, this guy came to me and he told me, he said, I heard the story and stuff. He said Shakim and Shakim told the Cubans something, told the Cubans Marsha was snitch or something. Cuban Marsha. Who's saying this stuff? This boy, I don't know who the fuck I don't know. Yeah. What about Shakim? How's he tied into Marsha? She owe him any money? She owed him some money or something. That's how much did she owe him? I don't even know. How do you know she owed him money? Okay. Mine's foggy right now, but let me think about it. With all the talk going around, that's probably why I'm picking this information up. That she owed him some money, and she got to argue with him at the bar. That's what they say, and she was arguing with him at the bar that night or something.
Inside or outside the bar?
I guess it would be outside, because I don't ever know. I ain't never known Marsha to go to the bar myself.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never known her to go to the bar myself. But okay, there's Shakim, Troy, and this other guy.
Shakim who?
Shakim, Troy.
Troy.
And this other guy, I can't remember what the name was.
Who's Troy?
I don't know. I guess it's one of them guys from New York.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another name that I can't remember right now. But I can go back out there and find out that name.
Mm-hmm. What about Shakim and Troy, though?
Well, they said that I guess them were the three that did it, I guess.
This is for somebody told you that specifically, just the word out.
Just the word out. And well, yeah.
Did you know? Did she ever tell you that she owed Shakim some money?
No. She didn't. She wouldn't tell me nothing like that because she know I'd be fussing. She know I'd be fussing about that kind of shit.
Is this something you just heard out on the street?
Yeah.
You know who these guys from New York are?
I know.
What about these Cubans? Do you know who these Cubans are?
So he's talking about you, but Taliano asked, do you even know who the guys from New York are? No, you don't know
Yeah,
them.
so I'm saying, see, this is the thing, right? Where I wish he would have stayed with the story that she came to the bar because, I was in the bar that night and Gina Dalton testified in my trial that, because I was buying everybody drinks, that I never left the bar. I stayed in the bar.
And the
So now,
Rollinsford brothers also stated that Marsha never went into that bar. Yeah.
But I never went outside the bar. I stayed in the bar until the bar closed to 2:30 because that particular night, when Patricia Brown was with me, her cousin Wanda Geist was there, and Patricia's mother Cynthia Brown was there, and she had another cousin we called Tootsie. I forgot what Tootsie's real name was. So they was with me that night, and I'm the one with the money, and so I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. When I went outside to argue with Marsha, what conversation would I even have with Marsha? How would Marsha even owe me money? That I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
he doesn't even understand it.
How,
Willie can't even explain it. He said, well, how does he owe him money? And he just went quiet. He's like, and then said she doesn't even go to the bar.
Yeah, she don't. Yeah, Dan need to come outside, but what's her name? Gina Dalton testified that I never left the bar because she's sitting at the door, so I gotta walk by her. It's one way in, one way out, so I gotta walk by her. So Gina Dalton said I never left the bar, and then I'm the one buying all the drinks.
Yeah.
So everybody is playing along, everybody's ordering drinks, and I'm partying, having fun, playing pool. Because I was on my way to New York the next following morning.
Patricia Brown said in her statement you were having fun that night, that you were heavily intoxicated, and that you fell asleep with your son on your chest in her apartment within her eyesight. You know what I mean? Like, and to tell none of it makes sense. None of it logistically makes sense. There's no physical evidence. Taliano to take the fingerprints. But like Taliano said, the whole goal, Shakim, was never to solve the murders of Marsha and Floyd. It was to get rid of you.
Just to get rid of me. Yeah, I see.
How are you feeling about these interviews?
Yeah, man, it's. I wish I'd have been listening to these interviews long, but they keep stuff like this a secret. But I don't understand why Taliano was targeting me like that. I don't understand,
I don't know
why he was targeting me.
I don't know why you were such a problem. There were many people out selling crack cocaine. There's still Detroit boys around. Why were you guys such the issue?
Maybe probably because we wasn't in line with
with
I
them?
guess them people had permission. They probably had permission
That's the
and
only
stuff
thing that
like
makes
that.
sense, right?
Yeah, I guess we wasn't in line and we wasn't invited.
Or were you guys giving
So
them a cut?
man,
I mean, that's what
we
I
doing.
think.
You
That's
gotta
what I
understand.
like.
We like because back then you had police officers like Coriol that was chasing people around. There was a whole bunch of them. You had Rona, Coriol. There was a whole bunch of police people were scared of back then. But I stayed in the projects all day long. I hustled all day long. So when I see the police pull up, I ain't run.
Yeah.
No, I knew they was coming. I had a scanner. You know what I'm saying? I got arrested one time for warning everybody the police was coming. They gave me obstructing official business because I know
That
I
is
had a scanner.
okay.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of obstruction. I have to be out there, open container, drinking, gambling, playing dice. Here come the police, and I let people know here they come. I had a scanner.
I know, but wouldn't you think they would be more focused on like I don't know how, Taliano, just hearing him talk through these interviews, and I think my audience feels the same way, is that he knew it was Willie. He knew. I know he knew. I know he knew. I know he knew it was him. Just because the way he, when Willie wasn't answering questions, because you haven't heard the whole thing, he knew it was, it doesn't, and even, I'm reaching out to, all the people and even Blakely's family because, there's other interviews that I want to play for the audience. I'm going to, we're going to go through, we're going to do my murder map, the timeline and everything. And then I'm going to have you back on and go through a couple of clips with those. But none of the story about the Ohio 4 makes sense. None of it. And the only thing that does make sense is that you guys weren't paying the people that you probably should have been paying for protection, and you were stepping on somebody's toes locally, and they wanted to get rid of you. But to pin a murder on, that's the worst stain you can put on a person, is murderer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And even Delphina, Nan's cousin or Patricia Brown's cousin, says you guys were good people and that you guys came from good family. You weren't killers.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The worst thing I ever did is come to Ohio. To me, that's the worst thing I ever did.
And I don't think that should be also the stain of Lorain County. It is a stain on Lorain that we right now. We are I think number 5th in the nation to lock up African American juveniles. I think the 5th, and we're not that big. You know what I mean? And it's the city of Lorain too, by the way. And the level of not caring about an actual victim, Marsha Blakely, a local who had families, locals, and you know what I mean, and not doing right by her because you want to get rid of a rival people, I guess. 'Cause that's the only thing that makes sense here. There's nothing else here that makes sense. That is logistic. But I do want to say, just because we're getting to that mark, Tony Stillo follows me on Mean Street News, the Lorain County prosecutor that revoked the new motion for a trial. After just listening to these clips, is there anything that you would like to say to him and the citizens of Lorain County that should demand justice for Marsha Blakely?
I'm saying, definitely that the truth is going to come out. And I've been sitting in prison for all these years, and the truth is going to come out. They're going to see that we actually innocent. We had nothing to do with it. We did not kill Marsha Blakely. We did not kill Floyd Epps. And Tony Stillo, man, you're going to be exposed, man. And same way you got me sitting in jail, your turn going to come.
Yeah.
And when my turn comes, when I get out, I'm not settling for nothing. You gonna pay like you weigh, man. But I done lost. I took a lot of losses. I lost my mother. You know what I'm saying? I lost my whole family, basically. I've been in jail for 32 years now. So, you're going to pay like you weigh, man. So,
it comes back around, and I think that's why what's happening now. I'm really, and I just want to apologize to you, just as a citizen of the county. I mean, I was 3 when all this happened. You know what I mean? but just as somebody that's, graduated from Avon Lake, I lived in Lorain for 16 years. I raised my kids in Lorain. I just want to apologize for our officials, because you just got caught up in something that, whatever. I mean, whatever you were doing, that was illegal activity. There were other people doing it, but you did not deserve to lose, and your family didn't deserve to lose you guys.
Yeah, man. No, that's crazy, because it's like, no, I got two sons. I got my oldest son from Lorraine, and our relationship is like messed up now because I've been going. He's going on 30. No, he turned 35. I've been going 32 years of his life. 32 and a half years.
Well,
So
and I'm hoping
like,
we can create enough pressure so you can maybe be back in it. You know what I mean? There's no making this right. There's no righting this wrong, except to, actually have a conscience. And, Tony Silva cares about his legacy in this county. I wouldn't want my legacy to be, I covered for my best friend, John Rosenbaum, and did not look into for innocent, a case that is clear as day. You guys had nothing to do with this crime. It's clear as day that there was a problem with corruption in Lorain.
And this another thing too. Everybody keep forgetting about Floyd Epps. He was a victim also. Everybody keep forgetting. His family won justice also. So it ain't just about Marsha Blakely. Yeah, it's not just about Marsha Blakely. First of all, you got the wrong guys in prison.
Yep.
Right. So you want her to rest in peace. You want justice for.
You have 1 minute remaining.
You want justice for Floyd Epps' family as well.
Absolutely, especially because he was a good person too. Like, he might have had an alcohol issue. He let people say this. He was a good. I did a lot of research on it. He was a good person.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can see him. I tell you, from the Dale Farms. Yeah, I appreciate everything that you do for me also too, Katie. I appreciate your show and everything. You look into the case and everything, fighting for justice.
I don't do this because this is the first murder investigation I ever looked into, and I think it's God working divinely through me. I don't think it's me. You know what I mean? I think this is. I'm very big on truth. I think this is the truth.
Yeah,
and I think I was the right person.
It's getting ready to hang up. Yeah, the phone was getting ready to hang up. But I thank you very much. But anytime you need me, just send word and I'll call back. Okay?
Absolutely, Shakim. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will be hearing from you soon. Okay?
Okay, thank you. All right.
No problem.
All right,
peace.
Peace.
Okay, so Shakim, the audience has heard all of these interviews. You are hearing bits and pieces just because of we can't sit and, you know what I mean, do that.
I don't know anything about him, but I do find
they've heard all of these.
I find it
they have heard
really difficult to understand why he took such an interest in this case, such that he blocked justice from happening and withdrew the state's position. How about hear us out and meet with us before you withdraw the joint motion to dismiss? How about that? How about you hear the evidence before making it the first official act or among the first official acts? It was just, I'm not optimistic going in, but I can tell you this. I have found something as recent as yesterday where alternative suspects were brought to the attention of the Lorain County prosecutor. And wouldn't you know that the person assigned to investigate these alternative suspects and to liaise with the police department was one Tony Silva? I saw that document for the first time yesterday.
So what do you think that could mean?
I don't know what it means. I have a lot of questions.
Thank you for joining me today on Mean Street. I hope you enjoyed the show. I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting our work in supporting my effort. You can support directly underneath at the Spotify donations, or you can directly give a donation at paypal.me/meanstreetohio. Any donation received will help me continue to provide news to you and everyone else across Ohio and beyond. I love what I do, and I just hope to continue to do it. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me today on Mean Street.